Hi ladies, coming to you from Israel. I have a story to share today that has a strong Denver connection that I thought you would be interested in hearing. I hope that many of you, in addition to being focused on the news of the war and the horrors of what has gone on here in Israel and all the things that are happening to the Jewish people around the world, including in the United States, that you are also inundated with videos and information about the incredible acts of heroism and chesed and kindness and amazing things that the Jewish people are doing. We were just talking about this afternoon that organizations have really stepped up, individuals have created organizations, and then individuals are just spontaneously taking it upon themselves to do something, whatever is in front of them at the time that they can do. So I wanted to share this story, and I asked the person who it happened to, Scott Friedman, if I could share with everybody publicly, and he said yes. So Scott and Devorah Friedman used to live in Denver. They were friends of ours from shul, and they, a few years ago, moved outside of Philadelphia. When they moved, Scott became involved as a volunteer firefighter. And fast forward to right now, he and a number of other people have come to Israel to volunteer to help relieve some of the pressure on the need for firefighters here in Israel. Many of the firefighters are in Miluim, are in the reserves, and have been called up, and so they are short-staffed in general. And there's actually an increased need for firefighters because every time one of those rockets hits, it starts a fire. So there is the regular need for firefighters plus additional need from the different attacks that are going on. So Scott arrived just this past week to work as a firefighter, and he was assigned to a station in Yerushalayim, in Jerusalem. So he went to the station to meet the staff there and was introduced to the fire chief, and he shared with them that he has a son who is serving in the army here, who is in fact stationed at Gaza and went in last night as part of the attack into Gaza. So he met the fire chief, and then he started working, went back downstairs and joined the other firefighters. The next day, he got word. He said Scott was told, be ready in 10 minutes, the fire chief is coming to see you. And he was like, okay, like what happened? He couldn't have made a mistake already. He hadn't even done anything. So the fire chief came down with his assistant and said, we're going in my car. The fire chief, the head of the station, one of the stations in Jerusalem, took Scott with the fire chief's assistant and drove for 2 hours with Scott down to where Scott's son Ari was located at his base. Got special permission for Scott's son to be able to have a break and to come out and see Scott because Scott had not seen him since he arrived in Israel to work as a volunteer firefighter. He was able to spend 45 minutes with his son, including blessing him for success and good health and everything, and hugging him and kissing him and being with him. And then the fire chief drove him back another 2 hours, which means all in all that this fire chief, who is certainly very busy, took 5 hours out of his time, of his busy day, to take Scott, a father, down to see his son so that he could just say hello and give him a hug and kiss before he was being sent into battle. This kind of generosity, he easily could have said, I'm a busy person, I'm running a fire station, who has time to help this one person? But he took it upon himself, such magnanimous, such generosity, such sensitivity to Scott, to want him to be able to have time for his son. So this is just one little thing. I don't think there's, except for this video right here, I don't think a video is being made of this, but this is just one of the hundreds and hundreds of actions that people are taking on their own. And the beauty of seeing the Jewish people become great in this way, so expansive. So I shared with my husband, I said, you know those little bath toys that kids get where there's like a little dehydrated package, it's like a sponge thing, and it's like these little kind of capsules, and then you put it in the bath water and then they turn big, and then it turns into a toy. So I feel like this is the Jewish people, that we've been dehydrated. And now in this moment, under this challenge and in this circumstance, and with the love and achdus that everyone not only has coming together would be amazing in and of itself. But people have expanded. Each person has become full force of who they are in whatever way they think is the way that they can contribute. So I want to say that the story, in addition to having a Denver connection, I think is also something personal for us to take away and to focus on, of what's something that I could do that is in my realm, that I can do an act of kindness for another person, specifically for another Jewish person, because family first, and we need to focus on doing nice things for each other. The chesed, the kindness that we do, has huge ripple effects throughout the world and makes all the difference in the world. Looking forward to peaceful times. We should only have bisarot tovot. Hashem should give us good news only and success in all of our efforts. Thanks.